Hey guys, I'm Michael Healy and you're watching Healy Outdoors. I'm at Sterling Lake again, trying to see if I can catch another lake trout, maybe one to keep this time. There was a lot of walking last time, so I took my bike. I got a helmet, safety first. I'm walking right now because I just went through all of that flooded road right there. And it was overcast earlier. I was thinking that would help me out catch a lake trout, because it'd keep the water cold and shaded. But now the sun's out, so chances are it warmed up the water a little bit, and the lake trout probably went deep. So I'm heading back to that spot right now that I caught that other lake trout at. It's about 5:10 in the afternoon, and yeah, stay tuned. Hopefully we'll catch one. Alright guys, so I'm back at that spot where I caught the lake trout over the weekend. And what's different about what I'm fishing with today is I'm fishing with flies. I'll be doing fly fishing for lake trout. It's always been a goal of mine to catch a lake trout on a fly rod, and I figured this is the perfect time to do it. I got a 9-weight fly rod with sink tip line, and I'm using a leader that goes out to 6-pound test fluorocarbon. So hopefully I can get one. If this doesn't work out, I still brought my other rods. And I bought some more Castmasters, and I'll give them a shot. Alright guys, so I can't backcast here because there's so much trees behind me. What I'm doing now is I'm roll casting. And what that is I'm pulling the line up to my side about 90 degrees, and then I'm rolling it out there. Now I'm using sink tip line on this. This way it helps me get down to the deep parts where the fish are most likely. And because I'm using sink tip line, it's very hard to cast, so I'm not casting out very far. This is my third cast, so far nothing. Ooh, almost slipped. This line keeps getting tangled and bowled up because it's been on the spool for about 10 years. So it's my first time casting with this reel. It's making it very difficult for me. Gotta pull up the fly a little bit. And then whip it out there. Alright guys, so this is the fly I'm using. It's white and blue. It originally came with just one hook, but I tied on a little stinger hook there for any short strikes I might get from any small fish. So far nothing. It's a new addition to the fly. It works for bass very well. But right now I'm lake trout fishing, so. Alright guys, so I got another Castmaster like the one I lost last weekend. And I'm going to tie it onto my other ultralight now with 4-pound test. On this ultralight, same as the other one, I got 4-pound test monofilament, and I got a 4-pound test fluorocarbon leader. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you another knot I like to tie. So you through it like that, just once. There you go, through it again, the same way. Probably be easier with lighter line to show you guys. This way you have a little loop in it, like that. And then you're gonna spin it up the main line about 5 times. Grab the end. There you go, put it through that loop and the bottom loop right before the twisting starts. There you go, lubed up. Lick it. Oh, kind of came undone here. Hold the tag end, unlike what I just did. And then pull it tight. Like that. Get yourself a nice little fishing knot right there. I don't know what it's called. I don't really know the names of any of my knots, but they work. So, there you go. Now I love Castmasters. They cast far, and pretty much everywhere you go, they're my go-to lure. They always seem to catch fish everywhere you go. In the ocean you catch bluefish, stripers, fluke, weak fish. In streams they catch trout. In lakes I call it bass, pickerel, panfish, perch, pike. Never caught a muskie yet, but I don't fish many lakes that have them. Lake trout, salmon, I caught Atlantic salmon on them up in Canada. They work, they're a great all-around lure. Always my go-to. Right now I'm doing short, swift jerks. Makes it work much faster, adds more to the flash and the action of the lure. Always want to try different tactics. Try moving it slowly. If that's not working, try it faster. Let it sink at different depths. A lot of people count down. Like I'll count right now and I'll count to 10, and if it reaches the bottom by 10, I'll try that. If that doesn't work, then I'll try 8, and then 7, and then 6, and then 4, and you go from there. It's a great way to catch fish, because you want to find out where the fish are eating. Usually fish at the bottom are the lazy ones, but they're also the big ones. The fish higher up are the fish that are usually feeding. Like if you're in 100 feet of water, the top 20 feet, that's where most of the feeding fish are. So that's probably your best bet for catching fish. I'm trying working this up from the bottom, so I've been letting it sink to the bottom before reeling it in. I caught that first lake trout over the weekend with a 5 count, so he's about mid-water. Alright guys, I slightly modified my Castmaster a little bit. Originally had a treble hook on there, and now I just put a J hook on there. I'm hoping it's gonna keep me from getting snagged as often. So let's see what happens with it. Alright guys, so what I got here is a shadow wrap by Rapala. I've never even seen these before, but I saw one yesterday at Walmart. I decided to buy it and try it out. I like the way they look. I looked them up online. The reviews look good. So we'll see what happens. Alright guys, I still got that shad wrap on. The shadow wrap, sorry. What I'm doing is just slow, swift jerks. What that's doing is it's sending it in 180s. If you do it just right, it sends it completely around and will stare at the fish. It's supposed to imitate an injured or dying bait fish that's on their last legs. I think I got a fish right now, guys. I got a fish. It's a big fish. I don't know what it is. Looks like a pickerel. Yeah, it's a giant pickerel, guys. Look at that. Not a bad fish. On the shadow wrap up. Lost him, catch and release. He was barely hooked anyway. That was exciting. I was just giving you guys a little demonstration there and I got one. Cast back out and see if we can catch him again. That's a pretty nice pickerel. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing slow, swift jerks. Always make sure your line is slack before you jerk it. Gives it better action. What you can also do while you're doing those slow, swift jerks, you get a nice long sweep and sends it shooting in another direction like a dying bait fish. I actually thought I snagged when I hooked him. Too bad I lost him. There's a couple things for me to get snagged on down there I can see now, so I don't want to dive too deep. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's got really nice action down there. This one is the deep diver because it's got the bigger lip than the other one. I got a shallow diver one too, but because it's so deep here, figured the big lipped one would be better for lake trout. It's got a nice wobble to it reeling it in, and it's got a nice jerking motion. Seems like a pretty good, well-made lip. Alright guys, so I'm out here fishing, and right there, about 50 yards away is a beaver crossing the lake. Look at him go. That's one of the magic or the beauties of fishing. You get to see other wildlife, not just fish. Alright guys, so I'm heading back now. It's getting pretty dark, sun's over the mountain. Probably not gonna be getting back to my car again until dark. Even though I had my bicycle, I stayed out here too late. Didn't hook up with anything besides that pickerel. Had one other bite. Spent about 3 hours here. Had a fun time either way. Hopefully next time will be better. I might come back tomorrow or I'll go striper fishing. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Once again, you're watching Healy Outdoors, and I'm Michael Healy. Good luck out there, guys, and if you liked it, please subscribe.